Morning, Laura. Morning, Ali. Yeah, I'm all good,
morning.
thanks. Happy New Year.
And a great New Year to you, mate. You be happy with that result last night before we get into Tyson?
Well, especially after the first half. I mean, it was
It was dire,
flat,
isn't it?
but yeah, it was. But the second half, they came alight, and I thought Vieira was he was excellent last night.
Don't you think it was funny hearing them singing Vieira, but like
Yeah.
the new and updated
I
version
know.
of it? Frank, let's talk about what's going on in the world of the boxing at the moment. Is everything that we just said factual? So draft contracts sent to Oleksandr Usyk's camp. Is it potentially March that you're looking for?
We're all looking at March, and everybody's really up for getting this done, and yeah, we're all very, very positive it will be done. I mean, there's still lots of things to be sorted out, but I genuinely believe that this will happen. I mean, and it was good that the IBF yesterday got rid of their knocked out this thing that they're going to have their mandatory. They cancelled that yesterday, so everything's looking positive for it.
Frank, it's clearly the fight that we all want to see. I mean, initially there was a big clearly a demand for the fight with AJ, but the way Usyk has dispatched AJ twice, would this be Tyson's biggest ever test?
I think. I don't know about that. I mean, going to Germany and beating Klitschko, which I thought he had a good chance of winning. I never thought he'd get a decision over there, and that was something else. And then obviously when he came back again against the hardest punching heavyweight one of the last 40 years, even Wilder, getting off the floor, that was amazing. Losing all that weight, was it nearly 11 stone in 6 months? So he loves being up against it. I mean, that's how it is, and he rises to the occasion. He's a very good fighter. There's no doubt about it, Usyk, and I think. But I just think that Tyson's the dominant heavyweight of his generation.
What do you think about the heavyweight landscape at the moment? Because Alan Babbage actually spars with Fury, and I didn't know that. And I love Alan Babbage. I think he's brilliant. He actually proposed to his girlfriend on one of our shows, and it was just live on the show as well. It was madness. But he's a great character, isn't he? And he was actually saying that he thinks that Joyce is the one that could cause Fury the most trouble. What do you think of that?
Well, Joe's, we promote Joe, and Joe's become a really, really big threat, and he's a mandatory. He's the WBO interim champion. I think he had one of the fights of the year last year against Joe Parker. That was a cracking fight, and he showed what he was made of. And I think that that will be a great fight. I mean, the public will turn out for that big time. That's a stadium fight in the UK.
Frank, moving forward, talkSPORT's got an exclusive national radio commentary of the light heavyweight bout between Anthony Yarde and Artur Beterbiev on January the 28th. How do you see that going, mate? Sell us that fight.
Look, it's a very good fight. Anthony, as far as being the opponent, the bookies have made him an underdog. I really think he's got a great chance. He was an underdog when he went to Russia a couple of years ago for Kovalev. And he should have won that fight. He was on front on all the judges' cards, and he had him nigh on knocked out. But I mean, I think his experience was against him. He only had, I think it was 11 or 12 fights as an amateur, and it may become a bit too soon for him. But now he's got the experience. This is his second time in against a very, very good fighter who holds 3 belts. But I think the home advantage and his confidence levels are through the roof at the moment, and I think he can upset the odds.
Tell us a bit about Anthony Yarde as a person as well, because he's come through quite a lot, hasn't he?
He has. I mean, he had a terrible time during the COVID, like a lot of people. He lost, I think, 3 members of his family, his grandmother, his dad. So he had a real terrible time as far as that was concerned. And a few other things were... A few other trials and tribulations, not as worse as that, but quite, had some other problems. But he never moaned or anything, never complained. He just got on with it. He just worked his way through it. And now I think is his time. I mean, I think we're going to see him at his best. He's still a young man, and he's a very, very big puncher, very good finisher, and people underestimate him as a boxer. But he's in with a quality fighter who holds 3 world title belts. And I think it's got the ingredients of being a classic fight. But I do think he will upset the odds. And the good thing about him is that he's an Arsenal supporter.
amazing. I'm going to try and get him on the breakfast show because I'd love him to come on. I've met him a couple of times and I think he's amazing. And when you watch all of his, he's brilliant. I watched all of his training videos and he's just a monster, isn't he?
He is, and he's such an athlete as well. He's a youngster. He played rugby. He's done all athletics. He's just a natural born athlete, and he's so strong and powerful. And as I say, he's a lovely guy.
Yeah. Finally, Frank, do you think Arsenal are going to win the league?
I'll bring you back down to earth. We'll bang that one, Frank.
If we'd have beaten Newcastle, I would have really said yes. I think the problem we've got is the matches we've got coming up on our squad. You know, the depth of the squad. But you know, we've got Man City in a cup game and a league game.
Spurs next.
Spurs,
Man United.
Man United. Uh-huh. But if we don't fall over in those matches, I think then and after those matches, I think then we'll know. I think it'll be ours to lose.
Okay, Frank, thank you very much for coming.
Good to talk, Frank.
Show.
Thanks, mate.
Lovely to speak to you.
Talk Sport Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10 on AM, on DAB, via the Talk Sport app and on your smart speaker. Talk Sport.